1. Trump administration ends 20-year shoe-off policy at airports. What you need to know. 2. TSA ditches shoes-off policy. What you need to know. 3. TSA and shoe removal requirement at airports. What you need to know. 1. Trump administration ends 20-year shoe-off policy at airports. What you need to know. Imagine walking into an airport, ready to take off your shoes for security, only to be told you can keep them on. That's the reality now, thanks to a bold move by the Trump administration. The Department of Homeland Security, under Secretary Kristi Noem, announced the immediate end of the shoe-off requirement at TSA's security checkpoints in all U.S. airports. This marks the end of a nearly 20-year-old policy that has become a rite of passage for air travelers. In a press conference held at Ronald Reagan National Airport, Secretary Noem explained that the decision comes after a thorough review of TSA's operations. In those 20 years since that policy was put in place, our security technology has changed dramatically, she stated. TSA has changed too, evolving into a more sophisticated and multi-layered security force. The TSA's move aims to streamline airport security and improve the overall travel experience. According to a press release, the new policy is expected to make screening easier for passengers, improve traveler satisfaction, and will reduce wait times. However, the announcement also left room for exceptions. Some passengers may still be subject to shoe searches if they get put into a different situation or need additional layers of screening. The decision to end the shoe-off policy is part of a broader effort to prepare for large-scale events happening across the country, including America 250, the Olympics, and FIFA World Cup matches. Noem assured the public that the change won't compromise security standards. The key to our approach is layered security, she explained. Passengers will still pass through multiple layers of screening. Controversial point. This change raises questions about the balance between security and convenience. Is it worth the risk to prioritize passenger comfort, or should we err on the side of caution? Thought-provoking question. What do you think about the end of the shoe-off policy? Is this a welcome change, or do you believe it compromises security? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Additional information. The shoe-off policy was introduced in 2006, following a series of security threats. TSA PreCheck and its partners, Clear, IDEMIA, and TELUS, have been allowing passengers to keep their shoes on for some time. However, this latest change applies to all travelers passing through main security lines. Secretary Noem also encouraged Americans to obtain a real ID, which helps us identify who you are and keep passengers safe. This bold move by the Trump administration's TSA reflects a shift towards a more streamlined and efficient security process. As the world prepares for major events, it's essential to strike a balance between security and convenience. 2. TSA ditches shoes-off policy. What you need to know. After almost 2 decades, one of the most debated airport security rules is finally being dismantled. Travelers will no longer have to take off their shoes at security checkpoints. Yes, you read that right. What became a frustrating routine for millions since 2006 is about to change, and for many, it's a long overdue shift. But here's where it gets interesting. Not everyone is convinced this is a smart move. According to information shared with ABC News from 2 insider sources, the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, is preparing to let passengers keep their shoes on when passing through standard security lines at most major airports nationwide. This update is based on a recently circulated memo, which caught many TSA officers by surprise. Starting this Sunday, travelers at numerous airports will be able to breeze through screening without the hassle of untying or slipping off their footwear. The plan, the memo says, is for the new rule to go nationwide in the near future. Previously, only travelers who paid for TSA PreCheck enjoyed the comfort of walking through security fully shod. For everyone else, removing shoes, sometimes in a rush, juggling bags and family, became an accepted inconvenience. This all traces back to heightened post-9/11 security, particularly after Richard Reed's failed 2001 attempt to blow up an American Airlines flight using explosives hidden in his shoes. That incident led directly to the shoe removal mandate adopted in 2006. Now, the TSA seems confident in its technological and procedural upgrades, believing they can maintain security without this unpopular precaution. But, and this is the part most people miss, the policy is not absolute. Anyone who triggers an alarm during screening will still have to remove their shoes for further inspection. The agency has invested years and significant resources to speed up screening while keeping threats at bay. But is this latest measure a step too far? This change could spark some heated debates. Is convenience worth the potential increase in risk? Or, after nearly 20 years without a shoe bomb incident, are we finally being sensible about security theater? Tell us what you think. Should travelers welcome this update, or do you worry it opens the door to new dangers? Let's hear your perspectives in the comments below. For more details, ABC News has reached out to the TSA for an official response. Will this new policy stand the test of time, or will public opinion sway the agency back? The conversation is just beginning. 3. TSA and shoe removal requirement at airports. What you need to know. In a significant shift that many travelers will welcome, the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, has officially eliminated the requirement for passengers to remove their shoes during security checks at U.S. airports. This change marks the end of a policy that has been in place for an astonishing 20 years, a move that many have long anticipated. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announced that this new rule is effective immediately across all airports in the United States. However, she emphasized that a comprehensive, multi-layered screening process will still be maintained to ensure safety. While passengers will no longer need to take off their shoes, they will still be required to remove belts and coats, as well as to take laptops and liquids out of their bags. Interestingly, Noem mentioned that these remaining rules are also currently under review, hinting at potential future changes. The shoe removal requirement was initially implemented in 2006, following a notorious incident where a British man attempted to detonate a bomb concealed in his shoe on a flight bound for Miami. This policy was part of a broader response to the heightened security concerns that arose after the tragic events of September 11, 2001, when terrorists hijacked planes using box cutters and knives. During a press conference on Tuesday, Noem stated, "Our security technology has changed dramatically. It's evolved. TSA has changed." She highlighted the importance of adapting security measures to not only protect passengers but also to enhance their overall experience at airports. "It's crucial that we find ways to keep people safe while also streamlining the process to make it more enjoyable for everyone involved," she added. Interestingly, some airports had already begun to implement this new policy prior to Noem's official announcement. Locations such as Cincinnati/Northern Kentucky International Airport, Philadelphia International Airport, and Piedmont Triad International Airport in North Carolina were among the first to adopt this change. Previously, children and travelers who qualify for TSA PreCheck, a program that allows expedited screening, were exempt from the shoe removal requirement. This program requires an application process, including fingerprint submission, to ensure a quicker and more efficient experience for eligible passengers. Nicholas E. Calio, the president and CEO of Airlines for America, a trade organization representing major U.S. airlines, expressed support for the Department of Homeland Security's DHS initiative. He stated, "This policy change will go a long way in facilitating smooth, seamless, and secure travel for passengers and is welcome news to the millions of people who fly every day." The shoe removal rule was originally introduced in response to the actions of Richard Reed, infamously known as the shoe bomber, who attempted to detonate explosives hidden in his footwear during a flight from Paris to Miami in December 2001. Fortunately, Reed was unable to carry out his plan, as he was subdued by fellow passengers, and the aircraft landed safely in Boston. As we reflect on this significant policy change, it raises important questions about the balance between security and convenience in air travel. Are we moving in the right direction, or is there more that needs to be done to ensure passenger safety? What do you think about the TSA's decision to lift the shoe removal requirement? Share your thoughts in the comments below.